Okay, Saxon 4 math students, we are ready for lesson 41, subtracting across 0 and missing factors. So let's do some warming up. Okay, we're going to pretend like $2.99 is really $3. So add $3 onto $4.65. Okay, then take away a penny, and you've got $7.64. Let's pretend this $1.95 is $2, and then we'll take away a nickel when we're finished. So add on $2 here. So that'd be $5.86. Take away a nickel would be $5.81. Let's pretend $2.98 is $3, and how much are we going to take away at the end? We're going to take away 2 cents. Okay, so add on 3. That'd be $9.24. Take away 2, $9.22. What is the radius of a circle that has a diameter of 1 inch? Well, radius is halfway across a circle from an outside edge to the center point. Diameter is all the way across. So the diameter is twice as big as the radius, so it would be 1/2 inch. Class begins at 1:05 p.m. It ends 50 minutes later. What time does class end? At 1:55 p.m. Measurement. Patel's kite was attached to 50 yards of string. How many feet of string is that? Well, there are 3 feet in every yard, so 3 times 50 is 150 feet. The price of the new shoes was $44.85. A package of socks was $5.30. Round each price to the nearest dollar, and then add to estimate the total cost. I do this all the time when I'm shopping. Okay, $44.85, that would be really close to about $45. Okay, and $5.30 would be rounded off to $5. So 45 plus 5, you've got $50. Okay, let's do some calculation. 2 times 9, got that? 18. Plus 9 more is almost like 10. So that'd be 28 minus 1 is 27, plus 6, 31, plus 66, 99. Choose an appropriate problem-solving strategy to solve this problem. The hands of a clock are together at 12 o'clock. The hands of a clock are not together at 6:30 because the hour hand is halfway between the 6 and the 7 at 6:30. The hands come together at about 6:33. Name 9 more times that the hands of a clock come together. Okay, they've given us all the answers first. I would like to use a Judy clock. Let me pull up one of my virtual clocks. Okay, I have pulled up one of my favorite online manipulatives. It acts like what's called a Judy clock. So one of the times that the 2 hands are together exactly is 12 o'clock, right? Okay, let's go around, and you'll notice at 1 o'clock they're not together, but watch right here. Okay, what time was it when they came exactly together? It was 1:05. Okay, so we're going to write down, going to make a list of all of our times. 1:05. Okay, now let's go around again, if I can manipulate this thing here. So not at 2 o'clock, and not exactly at 2:10, but at 2, that's about 2 what? 11. 2:11. Okay, we're going to keep going. Not at 3 o'clock, but at 3. Looks like 17, doesn't it? Here's 16, here's 17. I'm seeing a little pattern going on here. I don't know about you guys. Let's keep going. Right. 4:20, here's 1:22. Ah, okay. There's 25, 26, 27. I think it's 28. I'm not positive. We'll see how close I am in just a minute. All the way around again. Okay, 31, 32, 33, so 633. Seven, if I can get it around there. 6, 7, 38. 38 or 39. I think it's 38. 9. It looks like 948. 938, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that is 944. I'm tired. Or 943. My husband and I are finding out that having a 10-month-old at our age is kind of hard. We don't do well with the sleep deprivation thing. Okay, almost all the way around though, if I can manipulate this thing. 10, looks like 49. Oops, okay, 11, that looks like 11:55, pretty close. And then, of course, we're going to be back to, if I can get that thing up. This is harder than it looks, you guys. At 12 o'clock exactly. And that could have started us off right here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times total. And they gave us one of those times. They said 12 o'clock and 6:33. And let's see, we had both of those. 12 o'clock, 6:33. Now let's see how closely everything else matched up. It says answers will be approximate, but should be, okay, 105, 211, 3. Okay, I was off right there, so 316. 422, okay, 527. 738. Oh, I skipped one, you guys. See, I'm tired. We skipped 844. That should be right here. 949. And, okay, 1055. So, did they do the 11 one? Okay, so from the difference of an hour and 5 minutes, this one is the difference of an hour and 6 minutes, an hour and 5 minutes, an hour, 6, hour 5, hour 6, hour 5, hour 6, hour 5, hour 6, hour 5. Pretty interesting. I've never tried that before, you guys. Generally, because I don't take clocks off of my wall and do that, but there you have it. Okay, example 1 with the new stuff. The Vedi waterfall in Norway, and I hope I'm saying that right, is 900 feet tall. The Akaka waterfall in Hawaii is 442 2 feet tall. How many feet taller is the Vedi waterfall? So we're comparing two numbers. Your operation is to subtract. Now, I have a little trick. I've taught it to the Saxon 3 group. And it's something that allows you to borrow across zeros and combine some steps. And they've shown a different way, but so I can show you two different ways. 900 minus 442. Let me double check that. Yes. Okay. My little trick was that, okay, 0 take away 2. You cannot do that. So you go to the next door neighbor, but he can't help. So you keep going down to a neighbor who can help you and borrow from that neighbor. The neighbor really truly does help the one who originally needed help. That one gets the 1, okay? And any zeros you jump over automatically become 9. The reason is what really happens is you borrow from the 9, it becomes an 8. This one becomes a 10, but this one is still not helped. So you have to borrow from the 10, and it becomes a 9. And finally, you get to the 0 that needs help. And to shorten that, just do exactly what I did. Go to the one that can give you the help, jump back to the one that needed the help, and anything you crossed over, any zeros, become 9s, because that's what would happen if you did each individual little step. Okay? Now, the one they're going to show you, and this is a cool trick too, is that, okay, I need to borrow, but I'm going to look at 90 as one number. I'm going to borrow from 90, and it's going to become 89. That's pretty cool too, huh? And I take the 1 and put it here. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 4, 5. 8 minus 4 is 4. So the Vedi waterfall is 458 feet taller. And I've been to Hawaii and seen lots of waterfalls, and so, boy, I'd really like to see that one. I bet it's gorgeous. Okay, moving right along. Troy had $3 and spent $1.23. How much money did he have left? Okay, so they've got money manipulatives, and if we take away $1, we would mark one of those out. We could trade in and get some change for this one, but this is down to the pennies, so we're going to do $3 minus $1.23. And again, we need to borrow. And even though there's a decimal point here, you can still look at that as 30 and mark it out and go ahead and put what? 29. Okay, and give the help to the 0 that needed the help. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 2 is 7. Stop, drop, and put your decimal point. And 2 minus 1 is 1. And so $1.77 is left. Okay. So you see what really happens in this case when you borrow, you go to the one that can help you and it becomes a 2. What really happens is that this next 0, next door, becomes the 10, and you borrow from it and it becomes a 9. And the one that originally needed help can become a 10. But you see, we can save a lot of time by doing these little tricks, okay, and combining steps. And remember on one of our open responses, I think it was actually in the Saxon 3 group, I asked them to prove their answer. And so what you can do is start at the bottom with the answer you got and add your way up. Okay? So $1.77 plus $1.23 should give you the top number, whatever you started off with. If it does, you know you're right. If it doesn't, you know you've goofed up and you should redo this original problem. Find the missing factors. 5n equals 40. Okay, now if you have 5 and a number right next to it, it means multiply. Okay, sometimes they'll put a little dot in between there, and that little dot is like a times sign also. Okay, so 5 times something equals 40. And what actually happens, I think we're ready for this. 5n equals 40. What actually happens is you think, okay, 40, put into groups of 5, and I'm looking for a fact family. Well, it's missing 8. Okay, so n equals 8. Now I want to show you real quickly what actually happens if you're in algebra class. Whatever you do to one side of an equal sign, you have to do to the other to keep them equal, okay? So if what we needed was n all by itself, not with a 5 next to it. So what you do is this. You divide both sides by 5. And you guys know that 5/5 equals 1, right? If we were to look at just, let me pull my screen, just this part and not look at the end, you've got 5/5. That equals 1. That's like 5 pieces out of a pizza that has 5 pieces. That's one whole pizza. So I could write 1n equals, and then I've shown you a little bit about how I do grades before, and I told you that this middle line means divided by. So on my calculator, I would type in the top number, hit the division sign on the calculator, hit the 5, and hit equals, and guess what I'm going to get? I get 8. Now, if we're talking about 1n, it's understood that, hey, this is 1n. I don't even have to put the 1 there, okay? These two things are actually the same. If I put the 1 there, wonderful. If I don't, and actually in this case, we need the last line to look exactly like this, n equals 8. Let's take a look at the next one. A times 4 equals 36. They could have written that one like this, you guys, and put just 4a, okay? Actually, no, they couldn't have. I'm sorry. This one has to be written this way. So a times 4 equals 36. Now remember, whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do it to the other. Okay? So times 4, if I divide this by 4, this is going to give me, I can kind of look at this by itself just like the other one, 4/4, and that's really 1. And that gives me a by itself. Okay, and 36, this line means divided by 4. That means 36 divided into 4 groups equals what? 9, because 9 times 4 is 36. So yes, you could have, they could have written this like 4a equals 36. We would have ended up doing the same thing. Okay, but what you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other to keep it equal. If you only did something to one side, it would be unequal now. And 4/4 is the same as 1a equals 9, except it's better at on your very bottom level to just say a equals 9. The 1 is understood. Okay, lesson practice. $3 minus $1.32. You can either say, okay, I'm borrowing from this to make it a 2. I'm helping this one. This one I jumped becomes a 9. Or you could look at it as I'm borrowing from 30 and this becomes a 29. Either way will work. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 3 is 6. Stop, drop, decimal point. 2 minus 1 is 1, and a dollar sign. $1.68 for the first one. 405 minus 156. Okay, 5 minus 6. We can't do it. The next door neighbor can't help us. This time I'm going to combine it, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to borrow from 40, and it can become 39. And here's my 1. 15 minus 6 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. 249. Oh, and it was dollars. 201 minus 102. So 1 minus 2, you can't do it. Let's look at 20 as a whole and borrow 1, and it becomes a 19. And we help this become an 11. 11 minus 2, 9. 9 minus 0, 9. 1 minus 1 is 0. And I'm trying to break you guys from going ahead and putting 0 as a placeholder at the beginning because it's not needed. The final answer is simply 99. $4 minus 86 cents. Okay, now even though there's a decimal point here, you can look at this as 40 and just write 39 and put the borrowed one here. 10 minus 6 is 4, 9 minus 8 is 1, stop, drop, put your decimal point, 3 minus 0 is 3, and don't forget your dollar sign. Okay, $3.14. The next one, $304 minus 128. 4 minus 8. You can't do that. We're going to look at 30 and borrow from that and make it a 29 and help the 4 become a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. 9 minus 2 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1, and dollar sign. $176. Final answer. 703 minus 198. Okay, let's look at the 70 and borrow from it and leave 69. 13 minus 8 is 5. 9 minus 9 is 0. And 6 minus 1 is 5. 505. Okay, let's look at these new ones. 8W equals 32. To make this simpler, think of a fact family. 8 times something equals 32. You know that what actually happens is all this fancy stuff, dividing by 8, and then you say W equals. But if you know that 8 times 4 equals 32, that's what's missing. Okay, P times 3 equals 12. Blank times 3 equals 12. P equals 4. 5M equals 30. 5 times something is 30. It's 6. M equals 6. Q times 4 equals 16. Something times 4 equals 16. Q equals 4. So you don't have to go back and check anything.